damn it. Alright, we should be live. Let's see if we're actually live. Alright, it says we're live. So, while we wait for everyone to get in here, hello chat. Important question time. What flavor of Mountain Dew Baja Blast did I pick? OG, Flash, or Punch?
Do not punch people. That is rude.
Too bad, I got Punch. Punch was the pick.
Well, there we go.
So hi
Here's
everybody,
mine.
this is the impromptu live stream. We are live. Everything we say matters. We're all getting canceled already. I'm your host, Spencer Presley, and joining me is someone who can actually get subscribers. It's Ozziak. Yay! Ozzy's here.
How be all of you people?
They're all just they're all so good. They're sitting in patient liberty, and I guess I can give them something else to look at besides their two JPEGs and the sexiness that is SMT5's cover. So enjoy Atlas West chat, I guess. I don't know if that's a plus, but enjoy it while it's here. So, my man, we've got like 15 minutes till this puppy goes live. We're going to watch the English trailer here. Then we're going to watch the JP trailer. Because even though they're premiering at the same time, let's be honest. Watch there be something different.
Yeah, so with
while,
those inevitabilities, let's see.
Yeah. So while we wait, though, I wanted to kind of do some dumb speculation because this is the internet and the world we live in. First thing I want to ask you, because I know this might seem like a dumb question, but I could see it not going this way. Do we hear the English dub for the first time? Yes or no? Also, chat, please feel free to jump in.
Atlas is unpredictable with that stuff. I want to say yes. We at least got the English voiceover for the E3 Direct, which they didn't even give us like when they initially showed off and what was it, like last year's July Direct? We could get the dub here. They might just gradually be showing us more and more of that.
I think it makes too much sense. We're going like we've had too much good success, so I'll let you be on Team Pro Dub, and I'm going to just be Mr. Cynical and say we're lucky enough to get this trailer day and date with Japan, like simul-launch this trailer, but watch it just be subtitled.
There's a more than likely chance.
I don't know why, I just have this weird gut feeling that they want to have a separate coming out party for the dub, you know?
Yeah, I will say, if I can at least give credit, like you're saying, it is extremely weird seeing, like, a video getting posted at the exact same time on both the Japanese Atlas account and the English one.
Yo, let's be upfront. I think it was, like, kind of not that surprising, but kind of surprising we were getting a now story trailer 1 month after E3. But I think the fact, like, how crazy, like, that, like, I feel like, why not line up this announcement with Atlas West? Like, I feel like Atlas West announcing the English one came super, super last minute, you know?
Yeah.
So, like, I don't know if it's just because, like, yeah, I don't know. It's, like, really weird. Like, I don't know if they're just kind of, like, maybe tempering expectations or what, but at the very least, I'm excited about this. But, like, okay, cynical questions aside, I do really, really want to ask you this. It is a story trailer. What is something you want to see from the story?
I want Demi-Fiend and Canon Dante and make it a Nocturne sequel.
If I had like a soundboard, that'd be where like I put the like Skype hang up sound. Also, just letting everyone know in chat, please share this, because I'm not allowed to drink my Baja Blast until we get to at least 45 viewers, so just please, I'm very thirsty. So...
in terms of main, like, plot stuff, I kind of need to keep it vague, because I have no freaking clue what, but, like, obviously, like, I feel like a lot of people would kind of want to see what the whole deal is with, like, the ghost guy who we've just observed our body. I personally don't mind that being kept mostly secretive for these trailers. I would actually prefer that.
Who's Ghost Guy?
The friggin', what's his name? Not a ghost, but like
You mean like
The
the
dude.
like angel guy who comes down and fuses with you?
Yeah,
Like we
yeah.
have a name for him.
I know we have a name, but we don't know like his deal. So I'm hoping they keep that vague
That's
before
true
release
because
and
we
we'll
don't
just
really
tell
know
us.
his
Yeah.
alignment, and I'm really hoping. I really hope that the like my guess is right, and like we're going angelic with this one because I think that'd be really
That's
cool.
the thing. That's what I was gonna say. What I want to see with this trailer is seeing what the main target is, if that makes sense. Because obviously, like, there's different alignment paths you can take, but like the main gist of where your character is inherently aligned. I want to see what that is, and it would be really nice to actually have a law aligned one
Hmm.
after however long, or not specifically law aligned, but like not just demon boys or I guess samurais or the
Demon
military.
boys and demon girls. So another one that I really want to know: will we finally get to see the rest of the cast? I feel like a story trailer would be a good one because it's like, as much as like people talk about Nocturne, I think one of the biggest complaints are the cast is solid, but easily kind of put in the background. But I mean, even with that, it's like even though Nocturne has a pretty small cast, I hope that
They're
this is at
very
least.
memorable.
I hope this is at least comparable. Like I would like this trailer to kind of give us that sizzle reel of like 10 people, even if they don't give us a
Mm-hmm.
lot about them. Like I don't want it to just be you're the only human in this like weird alternate dimension. Like they don't even have to be humans. Like the other cast like doesn't have to only be humans. It's just one of those things of like I just want something else because the game has very much just seemed so far after all the trailers and stuff we've seen. You are in the world, everyone else is just a demon. It just feels like you are the only like cognitive being that's not a demon.
That's the thing. One of the least like acknowledged or like appreciated things with a lot of SMT games is the actual like cast with personalities that you bounce off of outside of just like the high gods that you're trying to I guess, like either team up with or brutally murder.
Hmm.
Like whether it's like regular human beings, like humans that have crazy powers, just random demons who hang around, like something like what is it, Madam? Not is it Nyx? Lady, some
Oh, the bartender
like
Nyx.
yeah,
Yeah.
like just small characters like that, or just like more important people. Like I completely forget the name of the giant statue guy in Nocturne. Uh,
Ooh, really dumb question time. And then I kind of want to throw it to chat for like the next like 10 minutes or whatever of like interesting things they want to see. So like chat let us know what you think. Oh, hey, we're finally like to 50. So hey, I can pop this open. Chat let us know what you are predicting and we'll read off some highlights because we can't ignore you forever. But no, I would say this. This is a weird one. Let me know your thoughts. No other humans are in the game, but we go full Paper Mario Thousand Year Door, and we finally give
oh,
actual character personalities to demons. So like, there's a million Jack Frost, but there's like one Jackie F who can be part of your team, and he's like an actual character.
that'd be okay because they kind of do that, I guess, with Jack, where you have kind of like the weird ones, but it's not like personality
Yeah,
for the
and
most
like,
part. It's
and it
just like
would
a
be kind
quirk.
of cool to like. You can obviously recruit anyone, but there are those special ones that, oh, if you're starting to get along his alignment, like actually getting Odin in your party is going to be like, there's the actual Odin, like character.
Oh man, now you're making me for some reason beg for paper SMT. And I could live with that if that ever happened. Just like
Oh.
a comedy based like art like SMT RPG like that with like
Yeah, and I mean, like,
uh,
even SMTs, like, obviously it has its moments of, like, okay, it's got all the shit going on for it, but, like, it's always also has, like, all the stuff with it of, like, there are lots of moments of, like, levity where it'd be, like, the demons, like, shitting around with you.
yeah.
And, like, what's kind of sad is, like, the little demon, like, proposition I kind of gave out. We have a little bit of it with Pixie, but as soon as you, like, get out of that beginning part, like, it, like, totally goes away.
That's the thing. Like I'm not saying you need to have us like completely strung onto characters like like as a necessity, but I think it would be cool having like maybe something honestly akin to like you think of like Thor's role in obviously Nocturne big comparison, but like if you kind of had characters introduced like that with like a big presence, but then at some point you're maybe able to recruit them, and if you do or don't, it might like change how things go, and like they can like stick around with whatever perks that might come with their special version,
Mm-hmm.
and things might like they might like interact or whatever throughout. I don't know.
Oh my
Obviously,
god.
there's a lot to that if that happens, but that'd be really cool.
Just thought of something really dumb. Um,
Hmm.
Mara obviously would have to be a voiced character in your party. Optional, like it'd be like a Yuffie or a Vincent, so very optional, but would be very fun if you can get him in.
Yeah,
But the difference between this Mara and every other one, it has a Cockney accent.
you're a genius.
I said it has a Cockney accent, everybody. That's where I pause for comedy gold and open this puppy up.
Oh
Also,
man,
Ben
yeah, it's
E.
time for me to go
Shoutouts to Ben
Baja.
E. in the chat for this amazing pun. Paper Mara.
Oh no, never mind. I don't want it anymore.
Yeah, but if you just turn it to the side, it's like, oh, okay, it's gone. But yeah,
uh,
so also, wow, thank you for everyone being here. We've got like 71 people here now. Thank
yeah.
you, DH Hollow, Deep Web, Brendan, Terrence, Ben E. Red, SSJ, Coogan, J Rose, Craftium, God Dear Demi. I don't. You know what's funny? I think I did all the places to plug this, but I did
Mm,
not actually plug this on the Discord. Although I'm sure somebody did my job for me.
for
But just in
shame.
case, how's your
I,
How's your Discord going, by the way, man?
um, it's been chill. It's been quiet. I've been thinking of ways to kind of like boost up interactivity in there and do more stuff. I've just been, uh, quote unquote, Ozzy's been busy.
Can I give you a
Uh,
suggestion?
mm-hmm.
Wet T-shirt contest. Great way.
Yeah, trust me. I
Great
mean,
way to boost
closest.
morale.
Don't worry, we're doing something close. Whenever I do decide to actually put my focus into it again, we're doing a watch party for the Diary of a Wimpy Kid movies.
Oh my god. Okay, obviously I don't. Oh, thank you by the way, whoever's in the Atlas chat. Incognito, thank you for dropping Gexes in the Atlas West chat. I appreciate that.
Yes.
Um, what was it? No, I would definitely come out for that. I have a couple movies I really want to do commentaries for, or at least reviews of, which I haven't had in a long time. The Netflix Dynasty Warriors movie. I'm like halfway into it. It's gotten terrible reviews, like literally like ones and
Uh-huh.
twos. I love it. It is so dumb good. And it's like hilariously violent. Like you just see people getting like heads chopped off, like arrows like piercing through them. Like it's a hard R if it got rated
Wow.
at all. So like but what's like really funny is like they like lean into it, man. Like they got the guy who composes the music for the games, and the guy who it is the same guy who did Striker's soundtrack. They got that guy to just do the Dynasty Warriors game music in the movie.
Huh.
Oh, thank you for dropping a Gex in chat. I really appreciate that.
I had
Every
I had to help push
everybody
the
in our
mob.
chat, can we get a G for Gex? Just just post a fat G.
Has to be done
Oh my
for
god.
my own.
God bless the lizard emoji.
Yeah, it's man, I'm very curious. I know I'm being a little more quiet than usual. I'm just like
We're reserved.
I'm just chill. Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean also like honestly like the best part about this low stakes trailer relax low stake trailer reacts are like the best of like I'm
Hmm.
going into this I like obviously we've gotten the big stuff out of the way like we know when it comes out we've already seen a ton of gameplay just give us some story like as long as this doesn't like break a 4 minute long trailer and I feel like they've spoiled everything which would be really hard I think my big thing here and this is an interesting last minute prediction I think it would be very interesting to count the number of environments. Because I think through all of the gameplay we've seen, I'm kind of surprised how often we keep seeing that one world from E3 of like the open world desert with the
Desert.
like with the
Yeah.
highway bridge. I'm like I really hope this game still has a big scope, but I'm like keeping my expectations meddled.
Well, that's the thing, because like a big scope is fine or a small scope, whatever. Like whatever scope is fine. What makes like I guess I hate always having to compare it specifically Nocturne, but it is like the biggest parallel. Like the what makes that game for me so much is every locale in that game, no matter how short, is extremely memorable. Like in design, at least in my experience. And I just want to see more crazy locations.
Yeah, that's true. There's very few that I would say aren't really rememberable, but it is also one of those things of why is I don't know why I like had the weirdest thing of like okay I don't get I like super don't get why YouTube has verified people.
Yeah, I was gonna say yeah because I saw that too. I was just like, oh, okay.
Oh man,
Oh,
but Oh yeah, so we got 3 minutes? Oh no, man, it says premieres in 60 seconds. Okay, let's refresh the YouTube one. I'm assuming this is going to be a horrifyingly loud YouTube premiere. So let me get our dumb faces, I guess, a little bit out of the way. Or at least get this one more aligned down here. And we can fiddle around with it, because God knows it's going to have, like, the crazy loud one. Also, dude, like, I'm going to go check the Atlas Japan one. Less than 2K people watching live seems kind of depressing.
Yeah. Also, rest assured, our stream is beating Mr. Jonathan Yarley.
Yes! We did
We
it,
are the
guys.
alpha gamers.
Drop another G in chat for killing Gnarly's career on his second channel.
Oh my gosh.
God bless
Yeah,
Atlas Tube for being easy to remember. We'll begin shortly. Alright, baby. Let's go. Let's blow out our eardrums. Also, let's get rid of chat, please. Or not chat, the Atlas chat. Our chat is cool.
Yeah, how many people are watching the Atlas Tube one? 2,000. Yeah. And we're at...
Why can I not find the Atlas Tube one?
Yeah.
That's weird. Oh, here we go. Atlas Tube has... Wow, only 2.3. Like, less than 5,000 people are watching this live.
That's the thing. I'm surprised that these numbers are so on
disrespect, dude. Okay, and also, real quick last reminder, just because we have everybody here. Everyone, we are watching the American trailer first, then we're going to watch the JP one, and then make fun of the fact that they were both the same trailer.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was correct.
Lower my YouTube
hilariously loud YouTube premiere thing. Alright, so let's go... I guess full screen? Or theater mode? No, theater mode looks bad. Let's go full screen.
Why is the premiere sound so freaking loud?
It is... I mean, thankfully I have YouTube literally as quiet as I can. It is, like, hilariously loud.
It is cracking in at a hilarious level.
Okay, YouTube premiere. Let's get you back up, and then say goodbye to the Ozzy and Spencer show. So, just a heads up, I'm at 121. What are you at?
Oh, 109.
109? Okay.
Here, try pressing fast forward.
Fast forward this ass. Fast forward. I'm at... Oh, God. Hold on. I paused. Let's press premiere again. I'm at 57.
Okay, I paused at 50.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, unpause.
Alright, 49, 48,
Perfect.
47.
We did it, guys.
Alright.
I gotta tell you, that's the one thing that does suck. Is, like, I feel like no matter what you do, YouTube premieres never synced up for, like, multiple people.
Yep.
But the nice thing about YouTube is you can always...
Which makes looking at the chat very funny.
Well, okay, yeah, that is true. But, like, I will say that is, like, the one nice thing about it, is that you can at least just be like, okay, but you can always pause during anything live for YouTube, which makes it infinitely easier.
Yeah.
Wait, David is missing again? I thought David was doing this live. I'm surprised.
David has perished. I'm so sorry.
Yo, I just realized something about David's second channel. They've specifically named it after RGG Studio. That means they have to talk about Monkey Ball, or they are fucking frauds. Because that Yakuza team is the Monkey Ball team.
Is it?
Oh, and wow, Virtual Fighter.
Sure. Anyways, right. Time for SMT.
Let's go, baby. Let's go. Let's crank this trailer. What the fuck? This game's rated M?
Go.
Ooh, big boy. Loves.
Whoa. Oh, cool area already. Yeah, no dub.
Called it, Spencer.
でもそれを払いのけたのは私。
正しい道を進むには力が
Oh, I'm so glad she's tall. Mommy Milker's number 2. Here we come.
ほら、見て。東京が終わっていく。
Whoa, her outfit is so much more boring than his.
Yeah. Oh, I like that little Atlas transition.
僕らがトンネルに飲み込まれた後、東京に一体何が起こったんだ。
悪魔が住む魔界と化した。そして悪魔たちは人の魂を奪おうとして襲ってきているの。
東京を守るために戦う。それがベテルの日本支部。
Tall Demon Man is just able to interact with you. That is good.
神の緊張なホリエモンの力か。
どこの誰がもたらした力か知れぬが、その技我らのために使ってもらうぞ。
ベテルの定めし秩序を胸に。
I want you all to know, by the way, I am not looking at the subtitles at all. I am just looking at the game. I'm like half reading the subtitles. I'm gonna read them once like we're done.
I'm
trying to.
Yeah,
here's all the awesome locations I wanted to see.
Alice, wow! I'm surprised they would just show her.
My yeah.
Oh, King Frost, alright.
My boy.
悪魔から東京を守るのは絶対に正しいことだよ。迷わず自信を持ってできるよ。
これまでの襲撃による被害は甚大だ。
僕は平和に過ごす人々を守るためベテルに協力していたんだが、彼を巻き込んでしまった。俺やっぱり無理だ。
東京を守る。
私は君が人間のために行動しているのだと思っていたのだが、それは間違いだ。
汝がそれをなぜ？あの声も言っていたじゃないか。
神々が今の新しい秩序を作り出そう。
神を決めた定めに苦しめられてきた子羊よ。もう耐える必要はない。
俺甘く見てた。戦うってこと。
ごめんね。あなたがこんなに思い詰める前に私が何とかできれば。お願い、これ以上罪を重ねないで。
Yo, this game is gonna fuck hard.
Yeah, no, that looks awesome.
That was a great trailer. It didn't give away too much. It actually like teased a lot more than I thought it would. That was fantastic.
A strong amount of like, that was sex.
Man, okay. I'm gonna go and watch the. No, please don't play
Japanese.
this. I'm gonna pull up the Japanese one, but I expect it to just totally be the same. I'm gonna scroll through it just to like kind of make sure, like if it's the same length and everything, I'm not even gonna pull it up. Wow, we are going slow. I think it's because the trailer still thinks it's going live.
JP one's 350. I think it's identical.
This one
just no subtitle.
Was.
Oh wait, no. This one has a little like merch ad at the end. But that's the only difference.
Gotta get the merch ad, dude.
I mean, I do really like how the Japanese steelbook looks.
What? There is no Japanese steelbook.
I think that's what. Is that not a steelbook?
Oh my god! If they announce the fucking JP steelbook, Ozzy, I will cream my pants. Hold on, we pulling it up. Looks
that might be a
trailer.
I think that's a.
Are you talking about the thing on the bottom right?
No. If you go to the.
I'm at the very end. Hold on. I see the merch. I see the case with the giant V. Are you talking about that?
Yeah.
That is literally just a plastic DVD case. Sorry to get your hopes up.
All hopes ruined.
Even though, to be fair, you did get my hopes up by thinking that was the case. Although I will say, imagine if this is how the American one ended by advertising the CE everyone is mad they can't buy.
So yeah, this looks like a banger.
Oh my god, dude! Like,
it also seems like it. I like that it is keeping a lot of relevance to, I guess, a lot of the early game characters and kind of the stuff before everything goes like downhill.
Mm-hmm.
Having a lot of the characters still sticking around, I think, is always nice.
Yeah, it seems everyone's kind of story is a lot more together, which I really appreciate.
Mm-hmm.
And I was definitely not expecting.
That's the thing. I like how SMT is always a lot more about the journey than like the plot specifically. But I do like it feels like it's going for a good mix of getting that like path you're following where just crap happens and crazy stuff is going on, but giving each character what seems like enough room to actually be like super strong.
The one thing I will like is obviously each one of the like classmates you have are going to be like picking their own side. So we have like what looks to be, obviously there's the two guys. We don't know who the guy in the suit is, although the guy in the suit looks just like, oh god, God you fuse with, whose name I'm forgetting. But yeah, so we have the two. Yeah, but we have the two male classmates and the girl. I will say, now that I am thinking about this, I do hope. Oh man, it is like just limited enough. I just realized. I hope this is not the case. I hope the two guys, I hope they're not Law and Chaos, and then the girl is the role of the teacher from Nocturne, and then the older guy in the business suit is just Hikawa. I really hope it's not just that.
Yeah, that would be unfortunate.
By the way, a lot of gameplay in a quote-unquote story trailer, and I'm very here for it, because they just showed all the banger demons.
Oh yeah, no, they showed awesome demons. They showed crazy animations for the pro tag.
Ooh, Phil Lemon brings up a great point. This is how you know it's a great story trailer. It only left us with more questions.
Oh yeah, no, but it gave us enough to really pique our interest and also not feel annoying. We also have 50 more viewers here now.
Well, yeah, they all left the Gex stream and they're now here. So thank you, everybody.
Yeah. I mean, I did see literally this stream got linked in from that at the end of it, so I don't know. Maybe a lot of them are just
algorithm man. While we do talk though, chat, I would like to ask, if you all have any questions you want to pick either me or Ozzy's brain for, just say at Spencer in the chat, and I'll be able to look it up that way, because it'll make it all nice and yellow for me. So then you can ask either both of us our opinion on it. I'll say this. If you, and I have not had any pushback to my claims of this, even after I did my video, if you had any doubt in your brain that this game was not done after looking at this trailer, this game looks fucking done. Like, it is polished. Yeah. It looks very polished.
Like, okay. Obviously, it's a lot more stylized, and you can kind of see where, like, you know, the Switch limitations are.
Okay, it's Switch polished.
That's the thing. Genuinely, in my opinion, this, like, for what it is for a game built for the Switch, I think this looks like the nicest Switch game we've ever seen.
Oh my god, yeah. And, like, I don't even mean that in, like, the, like, shitty Nintendo YouTuber kind of way. I legitimately, hold a lot of Switch games in high regard for how they look.
No, yeah. Like, I think Breath of the Wild is gorgeous. Mario Odyssey, I really love how that game looks. Like,
But those are all first-party games. Like, how many third-party games have we looked at? Like, even something I'm looking forward to. Wow, apparently there's an artist named Atlas I learned about today. Like, even third-party games I'm looking forward to, like No More Heroes 3. No More Heroes 3 has the potential to look really, really cool, but No More Heroes 3 looks rough visually.
I wish No More Heroes 3 looked nicer. That game's visuals like hurt my eyes half the time.
Which is so funny, because they're both made on UE4.
I don't know what's up with, like, Suda's a very interesting dev. I really hope he tones back the lighting, I guess, if that's the main issue, because it's just looks weird.
I'm worried it's gonna launch like Deadly Premonition, where it's a great game and it just runs like ass.
You know, I hate that I have to describe it this way. It unironically looks like Suda's trying to make an Unreal Engine 4 project.
Oh, here's an interesting question. I want to pick your brain, and I wonder what chat thinks. What had a higher budget? Obviously, we'll never know the answer, but what do you think got more money put into its development? This or No More Heroes 3?
No. I mean, probably this by a good bit, because Grasshopper takes a lot more of an indie approach nowadays with a lot of stuff they do.
Oh, 100%. By the way, someone in chat says, is No More Heroes... Like, I haven't looked at the most recent gameplay. Is No More Heroes 3 really 60 FPS?
Is it?
I'd be surprised. That would explain why it looks rough then. I mean, because, hey, if you want to prioritize frame rate over visuals, I get that.
Mm-hmm.
But, one interesting thing to remember. Both this... was announced, SMT5 was announced the same day Suda half announced Travis Strikes Again. So in the time of SMT5 coming out and being announced, Suda has released 2 No More Hero games.
Yeah.
How weird is
obviously
that?
Much smaller scale experiences from what I presume with No More Heroes 3 and knowing Suda. But yeah. Granted though, again, this looks gorgeous. There's a lot to this. One thing I love that I kind of mentioned in the Nocturne script I'm writing is like, obviously Nocturne is like a much older game, and it's like, it's like the first major 3D game Atlas made, right? Like at least like an RPG.
Yeah, like because obviously the first big one they did before that was Makken, because Makken is basically just the Catherine of Nocturne, but no one talks about it.
But that's the thing. Like that game, like has a bit of expressiveness and like a little bit too, and obviously like has a lot of good cinematic elements to it. But like obviously with the technology they had at the time, like they can only do so much. But you can see where the ambition is, and seeing where we are now, where they can actually go forward and just make these crazy expressive like characters and like animations where like there is a lot you can get out of the protagonist's expressions, all the different side characters we're seeing here, all the insane like camera angles for all these cutscenes with like the monsters flailing around and blowing stuff up. It's so nice.
Interesting question. I want to pick your brain by Diego in chat. Obviously we don't know this. I'm going to kind of rephrase it. Do you think or want the other human party members to actually be in your party while fighting ever?
Okay. I'm not opposed to it. I don't think it's necessary though.
Yeah, especially just because like with how little we know, it's like, man, like I don't want it to just like, I don't want them to just kind of pop in and out of cutscenes every 10 hours like a Nocturne, but like unless they also get like a demon partner to kind of fuse up with, which like, hey, I hope so. I am just kind of worried. Like if they were in your party, it would just be a thing of like they're there and they're gonna like do 5 damage and then say a line.
That's the thing. It's like, and I feel like with what we're seeing with this game, I don't know if it would need another gimmick on top of what we're seeing with the gameplay. I think it seemed fine as is. So if it does have playable party members, that's fine. Or not like having those people around. But the demons already seem like they have a crazy amount of care put into them. Obviously, like, you know, like demons like Alice are special, so they're gonna have like crazy unique animations, but still. Like I said,
by the way, you were asking about Bethel or whatever it's called. Bethel is the company who the adult guy works for. It's a security company. Because I'm going through and I'm actually reading it now. I'm glad we have an appearance by Hydra from Disney's Hercules. I'm glad that got an appearance, so that was fun.
Yeah.
Also, they changed the name from Atlas Sega as the protagonist to just Protag, which is probably a smart choice. Also, man, seriously, whoever... I hope there's a documentary video that comes out at some point. Whoever's job it was to animate Nahabino's hair fucking killed it.
Oh, man.
Because, like, their hair should look like ass. Like, it should be clipping all over the place. Like, this is the... Like, I don't even mean this as a shitpost. If I could get a back-of-the-box quote for SMT5, which would never happen, I would say the hair is the most next-gen thing in this game.
Legitimately... Like, I feel like this is obvious. If this game was on, like, a more modern system, like a PlayStation or something, this would just flat out be, like, the best-looking Atlas game.
Bro, I am dying for when the contract is up for this and we get the, like, international, like, edition.
Oh, my God.
Like, I want to see this game on PS5 so
this on PS5.
bad.
Oh,
so
I would cry.
bad, man.
Because again, this already looks gorgeous. The only thing holding it back is obviously like in the trailer, like I guess like frame rate and like whatever you would call it, kind of like the outline pixelation that you obviously get with like a Switch. But like this has a style in terms of directing that P5 can't compete with. And I love how P5 looks. That's like up there with like favorite looking games of all time, literally my favorite game of all time. But this has like a stupidly nice style to it. I am so down for that.
Robert wants us to ask, out of the friends, who do we think is going to be Law and Chaos?
You know, we have like the. You can kind of tell by like the look. You have like delinquent looking boy. He's got like the cap, blonde Ryuji hair.
I was trying to resist it so bad. I was trying to resist saying
that's what it is. Obviously people would be like, oh, it's kind of like that character. You look at like something like Nocturne, it's like, okay, that might be the more like Chaos Alliance type deal. Honestly, I hope they flip that on its head if they're gonna take it down that path. I hope that would actually be like the strongly like law line one who has like some heavy change of heart of being like, no, we need to change it to being like purely God's land.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I hope they make it a little less predictable with that stuff because it can be a bummer in SMT when you're like, okay, I see the obvious path we're going down.
By the way, in the trailer, do you remember where it showed a girl crawling into like a demon's like mouth hole or something?
Yeah, I'm going through again.
Was that Atlas? Was that Alice? Was that Alice, or was that like your friend from the school?
Where's the timestamp for it?
It's like right at the beginning.
Okay, let me see. Switch logo. Green place.
Monoplush, do I think there will be reasons? With all of the similarities still pointing to this is just new Nocturne but expensiver, I wouldn't be surprised. Like at this point, it's such a big deal about factions. Like we've seen this whole thing about like it is just a war. They've confirmed in this trailer it is a war of demons and the whole goal is to have the world run by gods. So I would be very surprised if it is somehow not involving reasons, or if not, they're going to like change the word of play. But I mean, like again, like Magatsui is coming back, where we have literally SMT3 Lucifer as a big playable character, as a big playable factor in the story. Also, Raging Oga, yeah, said did look like the Alice foot.
Well, that's the thing though. The skirt isn't Alice because like Alice we see, I believe.
I'm gonna have to Tarantino this. I'm gonna have to look at some feet.
No,
for
yeah,
a while.
That's the thing. That's the thing that's confusing me with this is the skirt design has the same design as like your school outfit, but if the girl we've normally been seeing is a student, that's not what her skirt looks like at all. Which might actually point to the fact that maybe she's not a student, but that seems.
Chat thinks it's the friend. Chat thinks it's the girl space friend.
It could be. Maybe she did choose to change her clothes.
It's
or maybe one of the characters lost their pants.
It's basic anime foot face.
Oh man.
But I gotta say though, lots of great iconography in this. Like a lot of really good like action-y
that shot
shots.
of him stabbing the girl stuck with me. I get it's so nice. Yeah, you're dealing live with me being this kind of fan and just gushing.
Ooh, here's a good question by Deep Web. Do you think they'll ditch the quality of life features like fusing anywhere and saving anywhere for the sake of being closer to Nocturne? That's already 100% confirmed. Yeah, you cannot fuse and save anywhere. You have to do it at hotspots, like dedicated on the map. So that will be interesting to see if fans from 4 kind of like, oh, okay, we're losing out on that.
Mm-hmm. I hate myself. Sorry, if you go to 2 minutes 10 seconds, there's just green Joker persona.
I love your I love as if this entire stream of almost like 200 people is like no guys, I've got better things to do at like 11 o'clock at night. 2 minutes 10 seconds.
Yeah, that's just green Joker.
No, clearly that's Futaba and Joker's child.
That it's my OC, guys. I promise.
Oh my god, yeah, Adam, you could just be like, it's me! I'm the man!
I mean, I guess their age. I was just say glasses, white guy.
Is there ever like a moment as like like if you're a white guy with brown hair, where if you look at a character and like it looks just like me, where like you could be proud of that? Because like I never have a moment of like saying like, oh yeah, that's great.
No. I mean, listen, if we want to make that comparison, the guy with like the sharper brown hair who we see in a couple of the shots, that could just be Scott the Woz.
I've got a new meme, by the way. Great new meme format. Mm-hmm. But I have to fine tune it with my fine iPhone editing skills. I'll say this though. I bet you we wake up tomorrow, and if there's not a Famitsu or Dengeki thing, like whatever next month's magazine like kind of preview thing, we're gonna get a bunch of art of all of these characters now. Because now that we that we have the main cast, I'm like, give me all the info, man. I want to hear all their names being like insert name that is just speculatory and not dumb sounding. But yeah, man, I just like want to like get me some more art. Don't show me any more story. Like, I super don't want... Like, at this point, I get it. He gets brought into the world. You've got your friends. You've got your folks. You've got your demons. Like, at this point, give me no more story. Also, heads up, I forgot to comment on this. The interior thing where it shows you kind of, like, what looks like running around like an old, like, either wooden house or, like, old school.
Cool, yeah.
Very exciting, because that's the first kind of narrow environment. Everything we've seen is very open world, and I was kind of worried we'd have, like, I'm trying to think
like no like proper dungeon.
Well, not even like that. It was like more the thing of like, you remember like the PS3 generation where games were so focused on being open world, it felt like there were never interiors.
Yeah, and even though it's all open, it just kind of can feel empty.
I just really, really hope we get to spend a good amount of time in the regular world before we get brought in here. But like, man, even
that would make it work well.
Even other little things, like I love all the world building stuff we see, even in the gameplay shot of like all of the demons like actually on their knees, like praying to the other demon. Like I think is really cool. Like stuff that's not just cinematic storytelling.
There's just so much detail. Also, sorry, I accidentally just paused on a shot of the protag. Like, how do people not like Nahabino's design?
It's because they're so horny they can't admit they're that horny. I understand that. That's called having shame, and I have none.
Sometimes you just have to accept your future.
Yeah. Listen, I became like a femboy dedicated account for a good couple of minutes there. Just for a little bit.
I just think there legitimately has not. We've just been gaining viewers over time. Wow.
Everyone's gone to bed. They're like, that was a 3-minute trailer. I'm going to sleep. Goodbye, everyone. So, thank you, everybody, for getting us almost to 200. If you're not subscribed, listen, I don't blame you, man. Just think about it. Just think about it.
There really has not been, like, a better time to be an Atlas fan in, like, years.
Oh, man, we're eating good, baby. We're eating good in the neighborhood.
Well, because when was the last time that, like, obviously P6 is,
Yo,
like,
we broke 200! Woo!
Oh, sick. Yeah, but, like, obviously P6, like, has time before it's coming, but, like, in terms of we know these things are coinciding, when was the last time that we, I guess, had, like, both a major SMT and a major, like, Persona thing, or, like, I guess other, like, spin-off coming together that was, like, this big? At least for Atlas.
It's tough because it's been really spaced apart for a while, because obviously there were those years, like early 2010s, you had a lot of Persona. Mid 2015s or so, you were getting a lot of 3DS SMT games, and they were kind of like passing baton a lot, but I think just the way things lined up with pandemics and anniversaries and development, I think it's just going to seem like, dude, like, if you are feeling like this now, wait till we actually start getting 25th anniversary announcements in September. Because, like, I mean, like, I know this is kind of more, like, speculatory stuff. Like, I'm going to do a thing kind of talking about, like, what are my realistic things for, like, that 7 for the announcement thing. But, like, I don't know how anyone does not think the first announcement is not the P3 and P4 console ports. Like, literally, the first thing on that is a yellow screen for the 25th anniversary.
Get out of the way. They just want to get that out.
Oh, Echo Clouds. Yes, there is a dub for SMT5. Not surprised we didn't see it today. I know it is still being worked on. I know they've been recording it for a long time, though. So, like, I'm sure we'll see something probably that, like, soon.
Be shown off more. I can see that being shown off more, like, September at best, maybe closer to October.
I mean, they could just, like, fuck the game over again and be like 13 Sentinels and just show it off. They could just decide, hey, let's show off the dub like a week before the game's out.
Yeah. Oh man. Not to switch away from SMT though. Obviously, there's big hype on both sides. But one thing I did actually quickly want to note about like, those Persona announcements is something I realized while talking to David and King Narakami and another guy Tony on a podcast we did last night, which
Traitor.
is obviously P6 feels pretty distant, right?
Mm-hmm.
But something I realized about kind of their little like secret spots threw me for a loop, which is those secret spots where it's like showing all the box arts. That's something that's being sold. It's like I think it's like an acrylic stand. But the thing that gets me with that is if those are being sold within this anniversary, that means presumably those games need at least key art by the time this is over.
Oh yeah, like key art is.
That's the thing.
Yeah, key art I expect for sure is coming soon.
Well, that's the thing though. It's box art that's all on that list. So I don't know if that points to P6 being sooner. I wouldn't think so inherently, but like
super duper
usually
no.
box art explicitly like that.
Oh yeah, because I guess I didn't talk to you about this when I was doing the podcast live. My guess for those two box arts is basically, and I do have a couple SMT questions, so please don't mass click off everybody. My guess for the two box arts is it is the cover art for Persona 3 and 4 HD releasing this fall. There's two. Those two are coming to consoles. You know that they probably got Sojima or somebody to do new art.
Yeah, that is true. It could... Obviously, I think the P6 protagonist, like the protagonist one, that's just guaranteed. That's Persona 6. There is a chance that those box arts might not include P6 at all.
Mm-hmm.
Those might just be other things. So, we'll see.
So, got a couple of questions I want to pick out. And again, if you guys have any questions, just do @SpencerPresley or whatever in the chat. Raging Oga, do you think there will be, that we will at least get an SMT sale, like the 3DS games? So... That's obviously just speaking about digitally. Mm-hmm. Yes, a digital sale is coming just because they do digital sales a lot over there. Like I feel like even a couple months ago we had like all the Atlas games are basically either $10 or $20 on 3DS. I have it under really good authority, and I don't want anyone to take me any because nothing is signed yet. But I'm trying to get somebody on the show to talk about this. The chance of the 3DS Atlas games getting reprinted is never been closer. And I'm very, very excited that that's actually possibly becoming a reality. Because one of my biggest complaints with all the SMT hype over the last year has all of those games on 3DS are fucking disgustingly expensive. So, since 3DS games can still get printed, I really, really, really think it'd be smart if sometime before launch, they work with a small distributor to print one last, or if not one last, a big push again of here's all of our 3DS games one last time if you want them in English. Obviously, Europe would be a whole nother situation. I don't think Europe's going to happen. The shitty thing with that is obviously 3DS is region locked, but I think a large amount of the market is based in Europe. I mean, is based in America, who wants those 3DS games for less than $100 a game. And man, just like I think that would be such like a great thing of just like say like announce like in the next like 2 or 3 months, hey, all of the 3DS games are on sale for like $30 physically, and like print like 5,000 copies of each, and I bet that they would just be destroyed. Like they'd all be gone.
That's the thing. I can finally get my boxed copy of Persona Q2 instead of just having the cartridge.
Hey man, you're farther than most people.
Oh yeah, I know.
So yeah, that
you led me down that path.
3DS games, there is definitely some chance. Deep Web says chance of SMT5 coming to other platforms after Switch, 100%, 100%. Chances, 100% it's coming. The big one is when and if, because obviously this is kind of like Nintendo's Final Fantasy VII remake, where they can keep this exclusive as long as they want. They just gotta fucking pay for it.
Yeah.
Kind of getting into sales though, because I think someone was asking us about sales. Do you have expectations of how well this is going to sell, as mostly someone who's pretty much been a Persona fan from the beginning? Because I'd be curious, like, what number seems not only realistic to you, but like where are you thinking it's at in terms of the current hype?
Don't know if it'll sell as well as like something like Persona 5 did within its first year or anything. But I think it'll probably be like a second place. Mm-hmm. I honestly think this is like the way they're pushing this. I think will do really well.
Nice.
I have a lot of faith in how this is actually going to turn out for Atlas, which is good because then we get more crazy stuff. And I'm fine with that. I think this will do well, though. Like,
I have dumb conspiracy theory brain thought about how well this game's going to sell. I bet, and this obviously might bite me in the ass, watch this be like top 5 best-selling Switch games of the year for the fall, at least. In the sense of Nintendo's really not had that many big Switch games. Obviously, number 1's going to be Pokemon because it's Pokemon. But like the only other really big kind of things that are going to steal away attention this year for Switch exclusives, I think is going to be Skyward Sword because it's Zelda, and Metroid Dread. Like besides that, WarioWare is like WarioWare is going to sell like a ton, but like there's no way that WarioWare sells more than SMT5. I'm going to take that statement to the bank.
This is going to be a staple title for the Switch at the end of this year.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing, because like a lot of those games, like Metroid Dread, I guess is a little bit of a different case. But
Metroid Dread is literally going to be like the second best-selling Switch game this year. I'm calling it now. Like,
I know.
The hype around Dread is weird. It is weird how hyped that is.
It's insane. No, I was more so referring to the fact that like it's more like I guess adult-oriented because it's basically like a survival horror.
Mm-hmm.
But like the Switch generally hasn't had like a lot of big like more straight up adult titles a lot, and this will like it's gonna work. Atlas knows what they're doing. They're gonna bang. I'm fine with it.
Are they banging our wallets, or are they just banging in front of us?
Yes, both.
Thank you. Thank you. By the way, my wife brought water in to save me.
You will survive another day.
I will not. Hey, remember when we were like, we'll be done by like 10:15, dude. We're gonna be out of here in like no time at all. We got another question from NP. We did. Very, very dumbly we did. And then 200 people came in here and said, wait! NP said...
I'm fine with it. I'm vibing out.
NP said, do you think people will wait for Pokemon Persona ports instead of SMT5 now that the announcement's coming? No, mostly just due to the fact that they're so different. I don't think like they're going to steal attention away because I think they're still going to be spaced out enough. Like, even if, like, let's say Persona ports released... Thank you, Miss Presley. She got very happy at that comment. Because I think, like, even if they're spaced out at least, like, by, like, a month or so, that's enough time. Because, like, you're not buying Persona 4 Golden almost a decade after it's released to, like, marathon it in a month, you know?
Yeah.
So, it's just one of those things of, like, as long as they're spaced out enough, especially when it comes to retail, I think it's going to be fine. Announcement timing is going to be the interesting one. I wonder if they wanted to do this story trailer because the next month is maybe going to be quiet. September is going to be big for Persona, and then I'm expecting October to be a big last-minute media push for SMT5.
Yeah, definitely. Because again, they have the potential with how they're showing this off to have that like strong press cycle and actually getting people interested as like this is the next big RPG. They just kind of have to do it, and I feel like it's going to happen. It's just when they do it and how effective.
Oh, another interesting thing to think about.
Mm-hmm.
Another really big interesting thing. Persona might steal away some people's attention from the Switch. This is only on the Switch. Like, I think the multi-platform talk of Persona ports is going to drown out all the people who might just be pissed they're not getting SMT5, like, if you don't have a Switch. Which, considering there's, like, over 80 million people out there with a Switch, is a pretty low number, but I'm sure there are a couple people out there who are just going to play the very long waiting game for this to be on PC.
Listen, all I'm saying is back-to-back, right before SMT5, is P5R is getting its Switch port, and then King Goomba's gonna flip it on its head where now he's begging for SMT5 on PS4 or 5 or whatever.
You know what's funny? I saw King Goomba What did I see King Goomba in a port for? King Goomba showed up in a Super Robot Wars tweet today.
Really?
Super Robot Wars 30 got announced for Steam, and King Goomba was the first comment saying, "Bring Super Robot Wars 30 to PlayStation and Switch," because like it is coming out on those consoles, but it's only announced for the. I was like, and I just thought it was so funny. Like, you know what? Good for you. He's starting to diversify. He sees there's an end at the Persona tunnel. He needs to start moving into different markets of port begging.
I don't know if you saw his recent tweet on the 25th anniversary, where he completely popped off, where he's making his demands known. He was like, yeah, I want Persona 5 Royal on Switch, I want Persona 4 Golden on Switch and PS4, I want Persona 3 FES on Switch and PS4, I want Persona 1 and 2 remakes. I'm like, he's asking for everything. He's growing mad with power.
He's the one who willed Fatal Frame into coming back. It was clearly just him.
He did it. I find King Goomba fun. A lot of people get genuinely upset with him, and like, I feel like it's infinitely more likely than not that it's a troll account. If it's not, I don't mind. I just find him entertaining.
Just think, someone out there lives with him, probably. That's all you need to know.
Troll or not, that's their life.
That's my secret captain. I've secretly been King Goomba all along. None of you know.
I always port beg.
Oh my god. Super Gamer Guy, he was also asking for Zelda 4 Swords, and I was shocked. That is it. Now, was it 4 Swords or 4 Swords Adventures? I would respect the 4 Swords Adventures talk.
4 Swords Adventures would be hype. I've always wanted them to bring those games back. I'm surprised they didn't get anything like that
I will
for 3DS.
I will explain why right now, because look at how long it took Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles remake to come out, and how bad it was because of all the compromises they had to make for the GBA player, and how no one bought it. So Nintendo looked at that and went, nope.
I just want to believe.
Now, speaking of things to believe about, I have to ask you, this is very off topic, but I just finished it a little before this. Are you caught up on Loki?
I have not started Loki.
Oh my god, is this my new Mandalorian with you? What do I have to do?
Listen, if I can give you any reassurance, I was going to start it sooner. But then I have to genuinely ask you, because I have been hearing genuinely like good things about Loki. Like, I've heard it's one of the most consistent ones they put out yet.
Let's just say there is a reason it is getting a season 2 and the other shows have not.
Yeah. So my question, should I, like, not trudge, because I know it's good, but, like,
oh my god,
should I go through Falcon Winter Soldier first? Or should I just jump into Loki?
No, it is the most self-contained out of all the shows. You don't even need to have seen, like, as long as you've seen Endgame, and I guess the other Thor movies, like, you don't need to see anything to watch it.
Okay, do you prefer this over Falcon Winter Soldier?
That's the tough part, because I love all of the shows for very different reasons. But
I at least appreciate that they're all experimental enough to be, like, obviously the MCU, so experimental isn't always the best word, but, like, they have different flavors.
Also, sorry, yes, Loki is getting a season 2. That is actually kind of a spoiler, because none of the shows have gotten one. But I will say, it has I'll tell you this, because you knew how excited I was about Black Widow even after it came out. This show's ending has, like, almost any, like, Avengers 1 post-credits ending in terms of hype.
I have seen, not specifically, but the gist of what that ending entails, because Twitter is very loud.
I like, thankfully did not get spoiled at all, and I will not spoil it here, but I just could not believe, like, the thing they did to do the thing, and, oh my god, yeah.
I have not seen why. I know the premise of the show, and I know...
It's 6 episodes, dude. You could finish it after this. It's 6 episodes.
Okay, yeah, I'll probably jump into that whenever I get the chance. Listen, I've been watching Doctor Who again. I'm busy. I have 12 seasons to go. I can get on that probably tomorrow.
I forgot to ask you, what kicked off the Doctor Who-a-thon?
I don't know.
Now, you know my nickname on here is a Doctor Who reference, right?
Yeah.
my pseudonym online is Torchwood4SP, and everyone thinks the SP stands for Spencer, or my full name. It is not. It is another Doctor Who reference. So Torchwood, if you've seen Torchwood or if you've seen Doctor Who, there are a number of Torchwood offices. So like I think the one in the Doctor Who season 2 finale is like what, Torchwood 1? Or like Torchwood 2.
I always forget you're a Doctor Who fan.
Huge Doctor Who fan. That's why I'm amazed we've not talked about this.
That's what I was thinking of, because I'm like, yeah, I'm on my Doctor Who kick, and I'm like, oh wait, because that was one of the first things I noticed when I started talking to you. I'm like, oh, Torchwood, awesome.
Huge Doctor Who boner. So like my thing about it, Torchwood 4, as stated by Captain Jack, is the only Torchwood that was never like found, or like they couldn't find them. And so me as like a kid in like 8th grade watching Doctor Who or like Torchwood at the time, I was like, okay, I'm gonna call dibs on that as like my online name, because I think my previous online handle I used was just like some Naruto name or something. And the SP stands for Shadow Proclamation, which no one ever gets. But like, because everyone just thinks it's for Spencer or like or like something else. But no, the SP is because of the Shadow Proclamation in Doctor Who, which almost no one ever fucking thinks about.
Yeah. Also, hello, Trollcast.
Chakrillcast.
Charill.
I was just telling someone about the 60s episodes of the Daleks Invasion. Oh, that's a great point. You and everyone else out there, don't sleep on classic Doctor Who. Classic Doctor Who is like Star Wars The Clone Wars, like the animated show. There's a ton of filler you don't super need to see, but every season of Doctor Who has so many great storylines, and they are so good.
I need to get more into it. I was actually going to ask you on the note of Torchwood, because I remember my brother watched it when I was like going through the series originally.
I am going to be so livid. Have you not seen Torchwood?
I have not. It is good. That's what I was wondering.
Is literally better than Doctor Who, in my opinion. I think Torchwood still holds up to this day better than it. And one of the big things to remember about it is Torchwood had the same showrunner as the first showrunner for Doctor Who's reboot. Russell T Davies was he was the showrunner of Torchwood, and like that tone and consistency is just so great. It is literally just Doctor Who meets X-Files, and they're all British and horny. It's just like 10 out of 10. Cannot recommend enough. Like, I have all the audiobooks. I have all the novels for Torchwood. Like, I have all the comic books they made. Like, I am way into Torchwood. Which is sad because of how long it's been off the air.
Yeah, that's the thing. Because, like, Doctor Who, I can believe it being more consistently good. Because Doctor Who, as much as I love it, is one of the most hit or miss shows I've ever seen.
Oh my god, yeah. Like, what's funny is, like, as big of a Doctor Who fan as I am, I have not seen... I dropped off, ironically, with Peter Capaldi, just because of how inconsistent his first season was, and I picked up a couple of episodes every now and then. But, like, Jodie and stuff... I think her name is Jodie Foster, right?
Yeah, Jodie Whittaker.
Jodie is
Foster
just, like...
is the Thor character.
Oh, yeah, that's true. But, yeah, like, just Jodie's, like, Doctor Who... Every time I've, like, tried it with her, I'm like, no. And then, like, following all the stuff with, like, Chris Chibnall and whatnot for it, I'm like, I'm not missing much by not watching this. But I will say they did get me last season just because they brought back Captain Jack. I was like, okay, I'll watch this.
Okay, that's... The thing is, I hate that Jodie's, like, seasons have to be as bad as they are in terms of, like, what they are, because...
It's like it, and I don't know if this is like gonna like label me as like sexist internet man opinioner.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Her opinion, like her seasons, are like Captain Marvel. It's like you can't say Captain Marvel sucks without saying like you're probably someone who hates the 2016 Ghostbusters just because it's women. It's like no. Captain Marvel sucks no matter who was Captain Marvel.
No, that's the thing. I at least appreciate that within the fan base of Doctor Who, everyone at least is aware enough that it's not her fault, because she's like a fine actress. It's the showrunner had consistently written some of the worst episodes of Doctor Who before he was running the show.
I will never understand how Chris Chibnall became the showrunner, because every other showrunner transition made sense. Like Stephen Moffat, yes, I get it. He made like some of the best episodes. Like those stuff, like getting to Chris Chibnall, it was like, oh god, no one wants to do this. Who do we pass it off to?
That's the thing. Like, let me think. It's like, if we're looking at, okay, we had these, like, iconic episodes or whatever, like, or we're going on to a new showrunner, who do we have? Like, Stephen Moffat made Blink. It's like, oh, okay, good. Like, that's the guy. Super iconic antagonist, like a really nice pace to it, like super creative. Let's go with this. Love or hate Stephen Moffat, you get it. Chris Chibnall had like what, like dinosaurs on a spaceship.
Do you want a funny Doctor Who fun fact people forget? Did you know that Doctor Who has a PlayStation Vita game?
Yes.
Called The Edge of Time. It also came out on PS3. Do you know who made it?
No.
Supermassive, the developers of Until Dawn. Literally, the Until Dawn team was making a Doctor Who game on Vita before Until Dawn.
Yeah, also, I hope the 160 people watching this podcast are appreciating our strong
It means that there's 160 strong Doctor Who haters out there. Like, I feel like I don't meet a lot of Doctor Who fans. I just meet a lot of people who's like, oh, dude, I used to love Doctor Who. Like, no one's like, why aren't you watching it now? It's like, no, we all know why. We all know why we're not watching it now.
Oh, gosh. Did you... I don't want to get into it too much. Did you actually see what, like, the big... like plot thing was at the end of the last season?
No, I actually haven't. Just because I was like, well, I don't like. I wanted to check out some clips and stuff to see the setup for Jack, but I didn't want to like spoil it because I do plan on doing what you're doing again and eventually catching up on what I've missed.
Well, because I think Jack is only there for like the post season finale special or whatever.
Yes.
But the actual like I think it's the 12th season. Has one of the most insultingly stupid plot twists ever that retroactively harms the narrative of every other season, including Classic Who. It's that bad.
Classic.
It's like it is one of it might actually be the most hated finale in Doctor Who, which there have been some bad ones. It is no good. I mention it later if you want to hear it off stream.
No, I do want to be dumb and say spoiler free. I'm gonna say one last thing about Doctor Who before we move on and try wrapping up. Mm-hmm. We're gonna do a quick like flash round because I'm assuming you've seen at least something of all the Doctors post reboot, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna say character's name and I just want your opinion on them. So Ninth Doctor. What's the first thing that comes to mind?
Underappreciated banger.
Oh my god. It's too bad that he hated doing that character, but he is
That's the thing. Like, watching season 1, that might genuinely be the most consistent season of that show.
I will say at least the best part about Christopher Eccleston is that he's at least realized he should have stayed longer, but because we got David Tennant afterwards, it's hard to be too mad.
Did you hear the news with Christopher Eccleston actually?
No, what happened?
Apparently Michelle reminded me of this. Apparently like semi-recently within the last year, he actually agreed to start making audio dramas for Doctor Who?
Yeah, that got announced last year. Yeah, that was kind of a big thing of him to come back, and they're doing... So they take place between the 8th Doctor and the 9th Doctor, which is really, really nice.
Yeah. So, like, I am glad that he is at least embracing that again, because I love his role in that.
If you know you're a true Doctor Who fan, if you get to the point where you ever watch the 8th Doctor's movie, it definitely isn't great, but it's super duper worth a watch because like the fact that they just have one Doctor who was in an American-made TV movie is just like the weirdest fucking thing ever.
Did you ever watch I think it's like the 5-minute short they made before the 50th that actually shows like the 8th Doctor transitioning into spoiler?
Oh, the spoiler Doctor. Oh my god, yeah, I forgot about that. If it wasn't for the fact that actor is like a 10 out of 10, like I think the fact that the 50th anniversary episode is not like cringeworthy garbage is such a miracle. Just because like it literally sounds like fan fiction. Like
I can't even lie. That episode is the thing that every time I like step away from it, I'm like, I always like it more each time, but I'm like, I mean, I guess it's a little corny. It kind of got some weird things to it. And then I go back to it. I'm like, no, this is one of the best episodes of the series. This is like the ultimate celebration. I love this.
The fact that you love like current and especially earlier seasons of Doctor Who, I really am dying to see what you think of Torchwood, because literally Torchwood's 3rd season was a 5-part miniseries. So it's like 5 hour plus long episodes. And it's just a 5-episode series. So all of season 3 is just really short, really concise, just one plot. And it is like the best like storytelling I've like ever seen on TV.
I'm curious.
It's really, really good. Also, Oh my god. That show handles and respects character death so well. Oh my god, NP, shout out Doctor Who points for watching the 8th Doctor movie when it aired. That's like that's like the shout out like tier of like the best I have is like I watched old Doctor Who on PBS before the reboot, but like that was about it. And that's just cuz my uncle. Krillcast. Just for you, I'll watch Torchwood, and we can do an entire Pakistan. Sir, that would be a lot of Torchwood, and it would be very, very worth it. Also, I realize I've only asked you about Christopher Eccleston, so obviously the easiest one in here, David Tennant. What comes to mind?
How do I not just say banger? Not my favorite.
Wow. Okay.
I'm a Matt Smith boy, but it is extremely close.
Matt Smith is amazing in so many episodes. I don't think he's the best Doctor, but there are so many tear-jerkers from his run. Like,
he got a little too flanderized later on. That was the only problem.
I will never forget so many little things, especially, like, man, what banger companions. Like, when we finally got rid of the dumb fucking subplot of Amy having a crush on him, I loved having Amy and Rory. Amy and Rory as companions are just 10 out of 10 wholesome.
Well, because I think what I love about the Matt Smith is that was when it stopped being where every single companion, I guess Donna actually, I was gonna say where every single companion has to like be desperately in love with the Doctor, and trying to constantly have sex with him. Amy, they play it as a joke, and he does not reciprocate it, and then she just gets with Rory, and I love it. Rory's also fantastic.
2 giant tearjerker moments for me that always stand out. I forget the name of the episodes. The first one is the one where there's 2 rooms. One where the Doctor and Rory enter, and the other where Amy enters, and like she ages up, like she has to spend millennia by herself. And for them, it was like 10 minutes. Like that one is so heartbreaking. The other one that I love, especially because there was like the little like unfilmed ending they kind of did like an animatic for, is the Angels in Manhattan. Is just that ending of saying goodbye. Oh my god! I literally have that like saved on like my PS3 because that's like whenever Doctor Who would come in, I would just download them on my PS3. So I have a couple of choice episodes saved, and oh my god, like just the goodbye being like so sudden. And then if you go back, because they filmed a what was it? They filmed a thing, but they never really got to use it, and they did an animatic for it. It's for if Rory and Amy's son came to them and gave them like a note. No. It's if Rory and Amy's son came to Rory's dad, because Rory's dad never got to say goodbye.
Yeah,
and it is like, oh my god, such a fucking tearjerker. That show, man, for all the bullshit Doctor Who has definitely had, it has so much clout built up from like God. There was so much good storytelling in that show.
Because season 7 was the first one that I was watching as it was airing. Because like my initial exposure to it was just like seeing it on Netflix and me and my brother being like, oh yeah, let's just watch this or whatever, and watching up to season 6 and being like, oh, this is amazing. Sometimes, no, but. Season 7, very, very miss or hit. I'll put miss in front.
Ooh, but what are your thoughts on River Song?
As a character?
Yeah.
Good.
Okay.
But weird.
Okay.
But weird. Good but weird. She changes a lot. Which I think is good, and it's interesting seeing her development and kind of trying to pinpoint where she is in her like chronology. Wow, people are still sticking along for this conversation. I love you guys. No, but it is interesting kind of seeing where she's at and kind of her interactions with all the different doctors. And like, I was actually rewatching the episode recently because like I've mainly been watching it chronologically, but in case like occasionally I'll be like, this episode was neat, and I watched Let's Kill Hitler again.
Oh,
which is where you get like, that's where you get a lot of the like, I guess, proper backstory stuff. And again, very weird character a lot of the time, but I think she's the later in her timeline you get with her, the more interesting she is. That's the best way to put it.
I mean, I already kind of know what you think of the newest one, so I guess the last two I'll ask. How did you feel about Capaldi?
Capaldi, I thought actually was really good, but it was handed some crap scripts. But I thought his performances were great. There's an episode because you didn't watch a ton of Capaldi at all, did you?
No, I super noped out halfway through the first season, but I've seen a couple of episodes after.
Have you seen what's it called? It's not Deep Breath. That's his first one. It's the one where he's in the.
Does it involve dinosaurs?
Planet? No. It's the one where he's alone and basically monologuing the episode. I don't know if that makes any sense.
I know the episode you're talking about. No, I've not seen that, but I have heard that's a very good one.
No, that's one of the best episodes of the series and really shows how he can shine. And has probably the best cliffhanger in Doctor Who that has one of the most mediocre payoffs
I
ever.
think they just really sold Capaldi short by just casting him in the first couple episodes as just grumpy old guy.
That's the thing. When you actually get into it, he's not even grumpy.
No,
Doctor.
he's very very unique. I remember because I saw the Christmas episode with him. That's very very good.
Mm-hmm.
I he's very more nuanced, I think, for it, but it's just those introduction episodes are so hard to nail. And
that's the thing. A lot of the Doctor introductions are usually kind of bad. The best one is probably Matt Smith.
I'm a sucker for Tenet, but that's just because it was also a great Christmas episode. But I get it.
No, it was. I just think that episode wasn't the best display of him as a Doctor. Because that's the thing with Matt Smith that I really like is the reason why he's my favorite is obviously very quirky, goofy, whatever. Plays really well with a lot of the different cast that comes on. But
ooh, Mark in the chat brings up a great point. Oh no, sorry, Red brings up a great point. Can we all agree? Talk about wasted fucking potential, Clara.
Clara sucked, and then the 50th anniversary made her interesting again. And then she kind of was mediocre again.
Yeah.
And by the time she started to get more interesting, she stopped being the companion.
Yeah. Man. It's so rare that a companion actually gets a good fucking send off. It sucks.
Yeah.
The last one I have to ask you, just because I'm super duper not straight for him. What are your thoughts on Captain Jack?
Honestly, I don't remember him super well, which is legitimately.
To be fair, he's really not in the show that much, especially because if you weren't watching Torchwood, when he comes in for season 3's finale, it's super out of left field.
That's the thing, because that's legitimately one of the big reasons why I'm making sure not to skip anything with season 1, even if I know an episode's kind of relatively boring.
Oh, I'm gonna interrupt just to answer for both of us because Mark wanted to ask, what do we think of Donna? 10 out of 10. Donna's amazing.
Oh, Donna's fan.
Donna is amazing.
My number one companion is probably I guess the Amy Rory duo. Donna is just right behind that, very close. Oh gosh, I was watching I don't know if you actually remember what this episode was by name, but Left Turn.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
That is such a good episode and such a good display of her character.
So I don't know if you knew this. The season 3 finale of Doctor Who is literally the ending of Torchwood season 1.
Huh.
Torchwood season 1 ends with a cliffhanger of minor Torchwood spoiler for you. Do you remember when the Doctor loses his hand in the beginning of season 2? And it gets regenerated because he still has all the timey-wimey juice in him?
Yeah.
Jack finds that hand and uses it as a Doctor tracker. So whenever the Doctor lands in Cardiff to recharge the TARDIS, the hand would react to him. So he could track the Doctor because he was always running from Jack even if he never admitted it. So it ends with him running and jumping on there. So if you finish Torchwood Season 1, it's like, what the fuck happened to Captain Jack? And I will say the other part about that's really, really cool. You do get to finally see more of Martha, who gets criminally underused in the show. She's really, really good in Torchwood.
Okay.
We've got to end this, so we're gonna actually end this with some not Doctor Who talk. But I got to tell you guys,
Thank you guys for putting up with that.
I think we're getting close to making a Doctor Who fan cast, if you know what I mean. Because there's not enough Doctor Who discussion out there in the world of people who talk about how the new show is bad and the old shows are good.
All I'm saying, if you want, like, either me or Michelle is like, I don't know if she's as like in love with Doctor Who as I am or were, but like she's up there.
Well, if you didn't know I was into it now, I hope you now know how into Doctor Who I am, because I have a lot of DVDs and merch in this room.
Nah, I gotcha.
It would be funny if I had that name and I was like, I don't really care about it.
That's whatever. I thought it sounded cool.
So the thing I want to point out before we get out of here, everybody, I went in on the Who cast. I don't know what we'd call it. It'd have to have a cringy name, as all Doctor Who properties do.
Anagram.
We'd find a way to like make like we'd find a way to mix like all the names of the shows in there somehow. So something I've noticed through watching this trailer and Loop 900 times. Every cutscene in this has something in common. Okay. They are all in engine. And the way you can tell,
I mentioned that before,
there is a ton of poppin' if you're looking for it.
Like that's the thing. Like, and that only legitimately adds to my excitement with how this presentation is being done.
Oh yeah, like it would be so easy for them just to make something pre-rendered and have it be super duper prettied up and stuff. But like when they do that shot of like the 1.5. That you literally see the texture loading in the trailer, and I'm like, that's a little messy. And like when you look at the cliffs in the background, you can see like the shadows are clipping a little bit if you pay attention. But like what's funny is like you're saying, in like another one, like the flame is kind of going through the building with it. I look at that and I just go, fuck yeah, dude! Like making this all in engine was a million times harder than just paying a company and outsourcing it all. Like, the fact that this is all hand animated, like, I don't look at the small stuff and get pissed off. Like, I look at that and I go, that's so impressive, like, that this all animates so well. Like the Hydra Demon's, like, saliva on his teeth with the drool and stuff still being in engine. Like, all the mouth movement looking so clean and all the animations. It's like, this is so great because it looks realistic without seeming like unachievable, which is how you know it's done.
The thing I keep looking at is there's a little cutscene of like everyone standing in the room together and like that little base, and like the guy walks in or whatever, and they all turn towards him, and like that's very clearly like kind of like an idle turn, just like that's just character rotation, whatever. Which makes me more excited because it makes it seem like most major cutscenes, or just like average cutscenes, if anything, may have this really nice cinematic look to it.
Too excited.
Yeah.
Too excited, everybody. And of course, we start talking about SMT5 and the viewers coming back. All right, everybody, we got to get out of here. It's been like almost an entire podcast. It's like we're in an hour and 20 minutes. So apologies for stealing your time.
We can't resist it when we do podcasts together. It just keeps going.
The Who cast reacts to the new SMT5 trailer. Oh, I like Crowcast's suggestion. The Who doc cast. Okay, before we go, we're going to plug where you can find everybody. I got to ask you this, though. Mm-hmm. When can I expect you to finish? Like, what show are you going to finish first? Loki or Torchwood?
Probably Loki.
Good.
Torchwood, I can see myself getting on a little later.
See, depending on how you're watching, man, I would just interject it when you're watching it. Because, like, there's not that many episodes.
That's the thing, because I've been getting through Doctor Who, but obviously, like, hour-long episodes, so, like, it takes a minute, and, like, they're decently long seasons.
Yeah.
So, I'll get there when it becomes relevant to get there. For now, I might just do the Loki binge and see where that goes, and then report back to you with my essay.
You'll have thoughts. You'll definitely have a lot of thoughts. No, and the other one is, last minute thoughts before it's out for everybody on Space Jam 2.
I have literally no interest, but King Narukami is in chat, and that caught my attention more than Space Jam 2. I'm sorry.
I missed my pants. Oh, I messed my pants watching this trailer. Of course you did. You saw how big Mommy Milker's Fusion Lady was, and you're like, oh, tall ladies. Ooh, how long until we get Fusion Lady? Oh wait, no, she has a name. How long until we have Sophie and Lady D art? That's the real question.
I don't know, but I want it. Please give me. I love all the renders we've seen so far. And also, yeah, real quick on the Space Jam note, because Mark mentioned in the chat, it's like, you know, Zendaya is a pretty solid actress. I appreciate her in a lot of the stuff she's in. Her voice does not fit Lola, or at least the way they animated it just feels like ADR. And I cannot get past it.
I'm just glad I'm bumming off someone's HBO Max so I can watch it for free and still be finding ways to be disappointed.
Yeah. Also, Crowcast, you have a point. We have not properly talked yet, but then message me.
All right, we've now lost 100 people. I think it's time for us to say goodbye. So goodbye, everybody. Our Space Jam spoiler cast will start another day. King, thanks for coming at the end. Krill, I love every inch of your body. E-Mind, Mark, Tommy, Phil Lemon, NP, Mr. Reese Reviews, everyone who was in chat. Almost said my own name.
Spencer, tell the people where they can find you.
No, you're the guest. You gotta go first. My guest, Ozzy. Where can people find you? You've got like what, 16 subs? We gotta get you to 20 by the end of the night. Come on, man.
We're almost there. Yeah. So you can find me at Revived Oziak, hard CH at the end there, on Twitter, or just Oziak, on YouTube, and buy my merch that totally doesn't exist.
You know what's funny? Mary looked at me like yesterday, and she was like, "You need to start making merch. I hear merch is where all the money's at." I'm like, what am I gonna sell people? Like bathwater?
I don't know. Just sell like your occasional like. Just do a shirt of all your thumbnails, because I know you have your collection of like 200.
That would be pretty funny. I would think about that. But then I'd have to like make things. But yeah, if you guys do want to follow Ozzy, I've in the description. He's like the first 2 links. There is the Twitter and YouTube for him. So
you're too kind.
I'm a gentleman. I kiss on the first date and I never call you again. But yeah, if you guys enjoy this, think about subscribing. We do this a lot over here. Podcast every week. Blum, blum, blum. What else am I... there's something I forgot. Oh yeah, Patreon. If you want to help support either of us, we both have Patreons. You can just go to patreon.com. That's patreon.com/SMTN. What is yours? Just Oziak?
Yeah, it should be.
There you go, man. How's the Patreon game going for you?
It's been fine. I just have to make stuff.
You know what? Let me tell you, when you do a podcast, very easy to do weekly updates. Here's your podcast, everybody. I just imagine you message people every week and go, "It's coming, I promise." Like you give them like a Smash blurry like leaked screenshot thing.
That's the thing. Like I had my little period a few months back where I'm like, I'm actually getting 4 videos out this month, and I was just like, bam, you're getting this teaser, you bam, here's this video early, bam, radio silence after.
That is so funny. Oh my gosh. Also,
I tried my
Mr. Reese Review, I do know people who make custom steelbooks. I could make an SMTN steelbook that would look either way too cool or really dumb, but either way I could do it, and I don't think it's that expensive.
Mm.
It would just be like a dumb meme or something, knowing me. God forbid it would actually look cool. One day I'll commission new art. I can't be like you and do sweet dream drawings or Fem Aussie drawings all day.
Oh man, listen, you just got to make it work. All I'm saying is, you know, you can make Fem Spencer, but it'll never live up to the real thing.
Fem Spencer might be like one of the most cursed things I've heard, and I've been on the internet for a while, man.
Listen, everything goes downhill when you bring me on the podcast.
Oh no, I appreciate it, man. All right, well, we got to get out of here. We're talking about steel drives, USB disc, selling used DVD players behind the Taco Bell. We got to get back to whatever the heck we were doing before here. Oh no, Krillcast ending it on the worst note. Fimser. Fimser actually made me gag a little, so now I need to leave.
Well, I'm trying to think of what the one that Michelle came up with, whether it was like Transiac.
Oh my god. Okay, this is just going in a bad note. Say goodbye, everybody.
Yeah. Goodbye, friends.
Oh my god, Haru is Haru best girl? That's tough. Haru's a girl. We ended it on